Good morning students, welcome to biology class, and today's session we are going to be continuing the topic of last class tissues, okay, and this class is going only to recapitulate the points and what we completed already, that revised topic, that completed topic only I am going to be tell to you today. And you are having shortly are having exams, right? Due to that I am going to be explained about the few more points about the tissues. And in the last class we already discussed about that are the plants tissues and animal tissues are same. Based on that we discussed, and we discussed the plant tissues about the meristematic tissue. We discussed the apical meristem, lateral meristem, intercalary meristem. We already discussed in the last class. And today's session and again we discussed about the permanent tissues. The permanent tissues are three types: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. In the parenchyma we discussed parenchyma is also called as a chlorenchyma, chlorenchyma due to the presence of chlorophyll, and aerenchyma due to the water aquatic plants. We may call it as a parenchyma cells or aerenchyma cells that we already discussed. And collenchyma is going to be helpful for the stem, for the plant to give a mechanical support, and for the flexibility of the plant also we discussed in the last class. And today's session we are going to be discussed about the sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma. This sclerenchyma is having a lignified thick cells. The cells will be very thick. Very thickened lignified cells are going to be seen in the sclerenchyma. Yet another type of permanent tissues is sclerenchyma. It is the tissue which makes the plant hard and stuff, means very hard. We have seen the husk of coconut, right? Husk means when we will be, when we want to be broken the coconut in front of God, we will may peel off the husk, no? That the threads, that is nothing but the sclerenchyma tissues, that are nothing but dead cells only. These cells of these tissues are dead. They are long, narrow, as the walls are thickened due to lignin. It is very strong, no, due to the presence of thick lignin cell walls. Often these walls are so thick that there are no internal space. They are not having any internal space. That's why they are too strong, and it will be present in veins, stems and leaves, and hard covering of seeds. We may see the best example of sclerenchyma tissue. Best example is coconut. Okay, that was about the coconut, and that was about the sclerenchyma tissues. And next we perform an activity, epidermis. How we are going to be, what does the epidermis do in a outer layer of each and every cell? That the activity, we will took the Rio plant and we cut it into small slices very forcefully. I cutted it and a thin layer of Rio leaf, and I observed under the microscope. No, that was the thing. That was in the page number 71. Okay, what you observe is the outermost layer of cells called the epidermis. These epidermis are usually a single layer of cells. Double layer, triple layer are not there. Single layer of cells only it will be present. And very dry habitats. The epidermis may be thicker since protection against water, sunlight, and it will be protect against the infection also. The entire surface of the plant has an outer covering epidermis. It protects all the parts of the plants. Epidermal cells are the aerial cells. It will be aerial parts. What? Because it will be waxy coating, and it will be protection, and water resistant layers all will be present on the epidermis outer layer. These aids in protection against loss of water from the plant, and these epidermal cells are going to be give the mechanical support for the plant also. And if any parasitic fungi or else if any infection came near the plant, at that time these epidermis will be helpful not to enter that inside the cells. It will be helpful, and since it will be act as a protective role, it will be plays a protective role in a plant system. And epidermal tissues continues forms a continuous layer without any intracellular spaces. It will be continuously, cells will be blocked. We can observe small pores. When we are observing the epidermis of the cells, we will be observing small pores like a holes that are nothing but stomata. That the stomata is having two guard cells. These type of cells we may be observed. That was nothing but the stomata cells. Now you may be observed now. Yes. These are guard cells. These guard cells are going to be helpful to open the gates of stomata to enter for the gases exchange, and these are epidermal cells. Epidermal cells, and these epidermal cells are having filled with water. Epidermal cells are going to be filled with water. And next, stomata are enclosed by two kidney shaped cells that are called as guard cells. They are necessary for exchanging gases with the atmosphere, transpiration, and it will be helpful for the transportation of water to inside to outside. And next, epidermal cells of the roots whose function is water absorption commonly bear long hair-like structure, gently increases the total absorptive surface area also. In some plants like desert plants, epidermal have a thick waxy coating of chitin, and it will be helpful not to absorb the water by sun. Yes. Can we think of this reason why it will be thick? Because of not to absorption will be occurred from the by the plant to sun. It is the outer layer of the branch of a plant different from the outer layer of a young stem. As plants grow older, the outer protective layer tissue undergoes some certain changes. It will be divided as a cork cells. When did you observe no? This type of blackish. Now you will observe no? This type of blackish that we may call it as a bark that was placed outside when we are touching the trunk of a plant. Did you observe this type of structure? This is nothing but permanent tissue only. That was nothing but these epidermal cells. When the years completed, the cells of the plant will be turned as a cork cells. These cork cells is going to be protective function for the plant, and it will be helpful for the strength for the plant. This was about the sclerenchyma, tissues and epidermis. Now we are going to be enter the topic of complex tissues. Yes, complex tissues. The different types of tissues we have discussed until now are made up of one type of cells which look like each other. Now sclerenchyma, collenchyma, parenchyma, these are all related structures and related functions, but these complex tissues are having some difference. Now we will see. Yet another type of permanent tissue is complex tissue. Complex tissues are made up of more than one type of cells. All these cells coordinate to perform a common function, but parenchyma will do different function, sclerenchyma will do different function, collenchyma will do different function. But in the complex tissues, all will do only one function. That was xylem and phloem. Here xylem and phloem. These two tissues are present in complex tissues. They are both conducting tissues and constitute a vascular bundle. That is nothing but vascular tissue. Is a distinctive feature of the complex plants, one that has made possible for their survival. The terrestrial environmental also, these complex tissues are going to be helpful for the plant to be live. In the showing a section of a stem, can you differentiate different types of cells in the vascular bundles? Yes, we can see different types of vascular bundles. Xylem consists of tracheids, vessels and xylem parenchyma and xylem fibers. We already discussed about these children. Tracheids and vessels have thick cell wall and many are dead cells when mature. Tracheids and vessels are tubular structures. These allows them to transport water and minerals. The xylem is going to be helpful for transport water and minerals. In these xylem, water will be present, tracheids, xylem fibers, xylem parenchyma and vessels will be present. Phloem is made up of 5 types of cells: sieve cells, sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers, phloem parenchyma. These, what does it do? It is going to be helpful for the transport of food from root to stem. This mechanism is going to be done by the complex tissues. And this was about the complete revision of what we discussed from past 1 month to, and this was the children, and this was about the plant tissues. And the next classes we are going to be discussed about the animal tissues. And let's revise 2 minutes. The plant tissues. The plant tissues means the plants is having a cells, combined cells. We may call it as a tissues. In that plant tissues. The plant tissues are 2 types: meristematic tissue, complex tissue. Meristematic tissues are again 2 types. Meristematic tissues are 2 types. That are nothing but simple permanent tissue and complex tissues. In the simple permanent tissue, there are 3 types are there. There are nothing but sorry children, there are actually the plant tissues are 2 types: meristematic tissue, permanent tissue. And the meristematic tissues are 3 types, that are nothing but apical, lateral, intercalary. We already discussed. And next, permanent tissues. The permanent tissues, where it will become from the meristematic tissues only. Okay. The permanent tissues are again 3 types. 2 types: simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. First we will see the simple permanent tissue. Simple permanent tissues are 3 types: parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. We already discussed. And the last, nothing but the complex tissues. These complex tissues are going to be perform the food in the terrestrial environmental also. It is going to be transport the food and water for the plants, and it is going to be helpful. And due to before we discuss topic and today's topic, we are having 3 activities, children. Please throughout these go through these activities and get full confirmation about these activities, and just read the textbook before when you are going to be write the exam. And thank you children. Be careful and be safe. Don't go anywhere. Please be hygienic by yourself. The weather is not the good. Nowadays was rainy season. Please be hygienic by yourself. And thank you children.